When you hear the name Chris Martin, a certain image comes to mind: the charming, soft-spoken, and electrifying frontman of Coldplay. His voice has echoed through stadiums, his lyrics have touched millions, and his music has become the soundtrack of love, heartbreak, hope, and resilience for over 2 decades. From Yellow to Fix You to Viva La Vida, Coldplay songs are more than just music, they are universal anthems. But behind the success, the fame, and the glowing lights of the stage lies a man whose journey has been far from easy. Chris Martin's untold story is not simply about stardom, it's about the silent battles he fought, the insecurities he carried, and the struggles that shaped him into the artist we know today. Chris Martin was never the typical rock star. From the very beginning, his vision for Coldplay wasn't about fame or glamour, it was about meaning. When Coldplay released Parachutes in 2000, the band was instantly branded as something different: sensitive, poetic, soulful. Their breakout single Yellow catapulted them into global recognition. Suddenly, Martin wasn't just writing songs for himself, he was writing for millions of people waiting for their next anthem. Every lyric carried weight. Every melody had to live up to the standard they had set. Martin, a perfectionist at heart, shouldered that pressure more than anyone else. Behind closed doors, he would often question himself: am I good enough? Can I live up to what the world expects? These weren't passing thoughts. They became an ongoing battle with self-doubt that haunted him throughout Coldplay's rise. The world remembers his relationship with actress Gwyneth Paltrow as one of the great celebrity romances of the early 2000s. They seemed like the perfect pair, two successful, glamorous figures building a family together. Yet what the public saw was only the surface. Behind the cameras and headlines, Martin struggled with the complexities of marriage under the spotlight. Fame magnified every flaw, every challenge. And when the couple announced their now famous, conscious uncoupling in 2014, the world may have shrugged it off as another Hollywood breakup. But for Chris Martin, it was much deeper. The separation left him questioning himself, not just as a husband, but as a man and father. He described feeling lost, empty, even broken during that period. And it was in that pain that some of Coldplay's most emotional songs were born. Tracks like Magic and Everglow reflected that raw heartbreak, showing a side of Martin that fans rarely saw: vulnerable, wounded, but still searching for light. Fame, for many, is a dream. For Chris Martin, it was often a silent wait. Despite his global recognition, the frontman has admitted to experiencing depression, anxiety, and insecurity. Imagine standing in front of 80,000 cheering fans, yet going back to your hotel room feeling isolated and uncertain of your worth. Martin often buried himself in work, sometimes obsessing over tiny details in the studio, seeking perfection as a way to quiet the noise inside. But perfection was an illusion, it only fed his anxiety further. In interviews, he has confessed that music became his therapy. Writing songs was a way to process emotions he couldn't always put into words. The Scientist wasn't just about love, it was about regret, about wanting to turn back time to fix what life had broken. Fix You, written after Paltrow lost her father, was more than a song. It was Chris Martin's cry of empathy, his way of offering comfort while also comforting himself. For over 2 decades, Chris Martin has been the face and voice of Coldplay. While the band works as a unit, the world looks to him for the words, the melodies, the message. That responsibility is enormous. Every new album brought with it questions. Would it be as successful as the last? Would it resonate with fans? From the haunting beauty of A Rush of Blood to the Head, to the bold experimentation of Milo Xyloto, to the uplifting anthems of everyday life, Martin constantly reinvented himself. But behind each reinvention was fear, the fear of letting fans down. And yet, he never allowed that fear to paralyze him. Instead, he poured those emotions into the music. His philosophy became clear: even if he couldn't silence his own struggles, he could transform them into hope for others. Through years of ups and downs, Chris Martin eventually discovered a kind of inner balance. Spirituality, meditation, and a deeper understanding of himself helped him manage the chaos of fame. He has often spoken about gratitude, how focusing on small joys helps him survive the overwhelming pressures of life in the spotlight. He also found renewed strength in fatherhood. His children, Apple and Moses, became his anchor, reminding him of life's true priorities beyond fame and success.